Hello everyone, welcome to virtual platform of Udainath Autonomous College of Science and Technology, Adaspur, Cuttack. You are watching UN College Digital Class YouTube channel and we are continuing our discussion of community health and social work. In our previous video lecture, we had discussed about disease caused by bacteria, means about which diseases are caused due to infected by bacteria, and we had discussed about what are bacteria, what are the bacterial infections, and also discussed about different skin infections due to bacterial infection, and discussed about sexually transmitted disease due to bacterial infection, and also discussed about foodborne bacterial infection. Means what are the bacterial infections or diseases caused by bacterial infection through food, and we had also discussed about some other bacterial infections. And now in this session we will discuss on what are the symptoms behind different bacterial infections, and means when a person infected by any bacteria, then what are the symptoms and through which we can detect the person that the person is suffered by a different bacterial infection. And we will discuss on what are the risk factors, what are the causes of different bacterial infection, and what are the ways through which the bacteria infected a person and how a bacteria entered into the body. And we will discuss on what are the risk factors and how we can prevent or how we can cure different risk factors and how we can reduce different risk factors, and it means what are the preventions of bacterial infections. Let's discuss on briefly on that topics. First we will discuss on what are the symptoms of bacterial diseases, means what are the symptoms are the due to bacterial diseases, and there is some specific symptoms. First is symptoms of bacterial diseases vary depending on the type of bacterial infection and the area of the body that is infected and other factors such as the patient's age and health history. There is symptoms depends upon the age of the person and also the health history of the person, and when a bacteria infected a person, then the area of the body infected through that bacteria, and there is no specific area. And the symptoms of bacterial diseases can also resemble symptoms of other diseases. The classic symptom of a bacterial infection is a fever, although not all people with a bacterial infection will have a fever. There is a major symptom in bacterial disease. That major symptom is fever, and when some persons are suffering from any type of bacterial infections, they are infected through bacteria and the symptom is fever, and all the persons are not have symptom fever, and there is some other symptoms also, and these symptoms include bacterial diseases. Symptoms can include bloody urine and painful frequent urination. At the time of urination, sometimes some people suffering from bloody urine and also some painful conditions or painful situations. Diarrhea, flu-like symptoms like fatigue, fever, sore throat or sore itching, throat infection, headache, cough, aches and pains, means body aches and body pains and joint pains, and irritability. Sometimes some persons are feeling irritable in some cases, nausea and vomiting. Some persons have vomiting problem, and pain such as joint, ear or abdominal pain. Some persons are suffering from joint pain and some persons are suffering from abdominal pain also. And next is rashes in body. In there is different types of rashes and different types of skin infections, and stiff neck and weakness. Some persons have weakness problem and some persons have stiff neck, and these are the normal symptoms in bacterial diseases. And next we will discuss on some symptoms which are related with infants. In infants, signs of a bacterial disease can also include bulging of the soft spot on the top of the head. Some infants have different type of spot on the top of the head of that infant, and through which we can detect the bacterial disease. And next is difficulty with feeding. Some children or some infants have problems or feeling difficulty with feeding, and next is excessive crying or fuzziness, and some infants are crying repeatedly anytime they are crying, and through which we can detect the bacterial diseases. And excessive sleepiness, some infants are like to sleep excessively, and through which we can identify the infant is suffering from any type of bacterial disease. And next we will discuss on different serious symptoms that might indicate a life threatening condition. Sometimes some serious symptoms, and through which symptoms we can know the bacterial disease, and these symptoms have life threatening condition, and in some cases bacterial diseases can result in serious or life threatening complications such as sepsis or kidney failure. Seek immediate medical care if you or someone you are with have any of the following symptoms, and you can call 911. And these symptoms are confusion or delirium, deep wet chest cough that produces yellow, green or brownish phlegm. Sometimes some persons have some serious symptoms, and these serious symptoms are reason or sign of any type of bacterial disease, then we can call the number that is 911, and we can contact with the doctor through call this number, and we have to immediately appoint with doctor, and we have to provide immediate treatment to that person. If the person have different specific symptoms, sometimes some persons have problem, and they forgot some things, they have problem with confusion or delirium, and they do not know about the past things, and they have to remind the incidents, so we have to contact with doctor at this situation. Difficulty breathing, wheezing or shortness of breath. Some persons have problem with breathing, and they have difficulties at the time of breathing, and at that time we have to provide treatment to that person. And high fever higher than 101 degrees. If a person have body temperature is higher than 101 degree. Inappropriate change in alertness or level of consciousness. If some persons are not consciousness, and if the persons are unconscious, and they have inappropriate change in their alertness, and then we have to provide proper treatment at that time. Lethargy or unresponsiveness. Sometimes some persons are not response some words and some activities. And next is not urinating or urinating small amounts of tea colored urine. If the persons have problem with urination, and the persons have the small quantity of urinating, and the urine color is tea colored, then the person's symptom is linked with the infection by bacteria. And when a person is infected by any type of bacteria, and there is symptoms behind the bacterial disease, and these symptoms are the serious symptoms, because when we are not providing treatment at the primary stage of the disease, then the disease then the bacteria multiplied in the body, and when a bacteria multiplied, then the bacteria has the negative impact on the body. So we have to contact, or we have to providing treatment from the primary stage of the disease. And when a person suffering from these symptoms, if a person have this type of symptoms, then we have to contact the doctor immediately. And seizure also is a symptom of bacterial disease. And next we will discuss on what causes bacterial disease and what are the cause behind the bacterial disease. Bacterial diseases are caused by harmful bacteria. Bacterial disease always caused by due to different type of harmful bacteria, because in our human body there is two types of bacteria. Some bacteria have positive impact and some bacteria have negative impact. When a bacteria multiplied immediately, then the bacterial disease occurred in that person. The vast majority of bacteria do not cause disease, and many bacteria are actually helpful and even necessary for good health. Sometimes some bacteria are actually helpful and necessary for good health, but if the quantity of these bacteria is vast or majority of bacteria do not cause disease, and when a bacteria multiplied and when some bacteria's quantity is very high, then these bacteria have negative impact on human body. And bacterial diseases occur when pathogenic bacteria get into an area of the body that is normally sterile, such as the bladder, or when they crowd out the helpful bacteria in places such as the intestines, vagina or mouth. Sometimes some bacteria are placed in those places, and the bacteria are infected any area of the person. Less common bacterial infections can occur when healthy bacteria multiply uncontrollably. Some bacterial infections can occur due to healthy bacteria multiply uncontrollably, means when a healthy bacteria multiplied immediately and out of control, and the number of the bacteria is very high, then the bacterial infections occurred in that person. Next, we will discuss on various ways pathogenic bacteria can enter the body. It means how a bacteria enter the human body. What are the ways through which the bacteria can enter into the body? Pathogenic bacteria can enter the body through a variety of means, including a pathogenic bacteria can enter into the body through different way. There is a variety of means, and which includes contamination of whites, cuts, rashes, abrasions and other breaks in the skin, gums and tissues also. The bacteria can contaminate through bite, through cuts or rashes and other breaks in the skin. When in our skin there is if any wound, or when a person is bite by any insect or any animal, then that wound infected by bacteria, if the wound is open and if the wound is infected by any type of bacteria, and when the wound infected and we are not treat properly, then the wound infected by different type of bacteria, and at that time the bacteria multiplied quickly, and because of that multiplication the problem arises, and this is also a cause of bacterial disease. Eating contaminated food, getting bitten by an infected insect and having sexual contact with an infected person. If we are taking food which is contaminated with any type of bacteria, and when we are taking food or drinking water, then we have to take that food or we have to drink the water through a neat and clean utensil, and we have to maintain the environment very neat and clean and hygienic, through which we can prevent the bacteria. And when we are contact with the food and with the drinking water in which there is any bacteria, then we are infected through that bacteria. And sometimes some persons are infected by different bacteria through sexually transmission. If a life partner has any type of sexually transmitted bacterial disease, and that disease transmitted from one to another life partner. Inhaling contaminated airborne droplets in the nose and lungs. If we are breathing or if we are inhaling the contaminated airborne droplets, in which air there is the bacteria, and when we are inhaling that bacteria through our nose, and that bacteria infected our nose and lungs also. Kissing an infected person, sharing needles for tattooing or drug use. Sometimes we are kissing any animal and any infected animal and person also. At that time the bacteria infected the person. And when we are sharing any needles for tattooing and drug use, at that time also the bacterial disease infected a person. Through the eyes, ears or urethra, and through our eyes, ears also the bacteria infected a person. Touching infected fishes or body fluids and not washing your hands before eating or touching your mouth, eyes or nose. When we are touching our eyes, mouth or nose, and if our hand infected by any type of bacteria, because before touch our mouth, eyes and nose, we have to clean our hand. And if we are touching without wash our hand, and because we have contact with body fluids, and we have contact with different infected faces, through which we are infected by different type of bacteria. And next we will discuss on what are the risk factors for bacterial disease. There is different type of risk factors in bacterial diseases. Being an infant, child or older adult. If there is any infant, and if a person is child or older adult also, because at the time of infancy or childhood, at the time of old age, they have no knowledge about and they are not aware about the hygienic environment. Due to there is different risk factors of bacterial infection. Eating eggs or meats that are raw or undercooked. When we are eating eggs or meats, if the egg or meat is undercooked, and when we are taking the raw of the egg and meat, at that time the bacterial infections also infected a person. Eating expired foods or eating leftovers that have been stored for more than 2 to 3 days. If we are taking food after many time, means when we have food in our home, and when we are making food in large quantity, then we are preserve this food in our refrigerator, and when we are taking that food after 2 to 3 days, that food infected by bacteria, because in our refrigerator there is also different type of bacteria. So the food infected by that bacteria, and which have negative impact on our body. So we have to take, or we have to eat the food in which there is bacteria less, and through which we can prevent the risk factor also. And we have to take warm food, and when we are taking food, then we have to heat this food, and through which we can maintain a healthy life. So if the persons are taking the food after 2 to 3 days of the making of that food, then the risk factor is also arises, and the persons are also infected by different type of bacteria. Having a genetic predisposition to bacterial infection, and there is some also genetic reasons. Next is having a compromised immune system due to an immunodeficiency disorder, HIV/AIDS, diabetics, cancer or cancer treatment, kidney disease, or from taking steroid medications. And if there is the persons are compromised with immune system, and there is some disorder like immunodeficiency disorder, if the person is suffering from cancer or any type of kidney disease, heart disease, and if the persons have HIV/AIDS disease, then the persons have the immune system is very poor condition, and due to poor condition of immune system, those persons are suffering from different disease, and those persons are infected immediately by bacteria. Having a chronic disease, some persons have risk factors due to chronic disease also. And malnutrition, when some persons are not taking proper nutritious food and infected by malnutrition problem, because some persons are not taking proper vegetables, fruits, and egg, meat, and in which the persons have the nutrition problem, because we have to take proper nutrition, like we have to take protein, calorie, minerals, vitamins. So if there is any lacuna in these nutritions, then we have problem of malnutrition, and when a person is suffering from malnutrition, there is also problem of immune system, and the persons have the body resistance power is very low, and those persons are also suffering from different types of bacterial diseases, and it causes different health issues and different life-threatening health issues also. Not washing your hands frequently, especially after using the bathroom, touching wet faces, handling reptiles, or touching raw foods or foods contaminated with bacteria. if we are not washing our hands frequently, and if we are using bathrooms, and if we are touching any surface and handling any reptiles or animals, then we are not washing our hands, then we are taking food or drinking water, and through which we are contaminated with bacteria. Next is reducing your risk of bacterial diseases. You can lower your risk of developing or transmitting bacterial diseases by different types of preventions. Avoiding contact with a person who has a bacterial disease or its symptoms such as fever, vomiting or diarrhea. If we want to reduce our risk factors, then we have to avoid those persons. Those persons have the risk factors and of bacterial disease, and if those persons have the risk factors like fever, vomiting, diarrhea, and we have to avoid this type of person for avoid the risk factors of bacterial disease, and we have avoid to direct contact with these persons. Covering your mouth and nose with a tissue when sneezing or coughing, then washing your hands. We have to cover our mouth and nose, and also we have to use tissue if we are sneezing or coughing, and we have to wash our hand after sneezing or coughing. And next is defrosting foods in the refrigerator or microwave, not on the counter. We can preserve the food in a refrigerator, or we can defrost this food in microwave, but not in the counter, and we have to avoid to take food after 2 to 3 days. Refrigerating leftovers right away and eating them within 2 to 3 days unless they have been frozen, and we have to avoid to take food after long times of making. Eating a healthy diet that is high in whole grains, fruits and vegetables, and contains adequate low fat protein and low fat dairy products or other calcium sources. We have to eat a healthy diet, and when we are taking food, then we have to avoid more fatty foods, and we have to avoid the food in which there is low fat protein and low fat dairy products also. If we are avoiding this type of food, then we can maintain a balanced diet, and we have to take more fruits and vegetables in our food. Getting enough rest and minimizing stress. We have to take sufficient rest, and also we have to minimize our stress. We have to eradicate our stress, distress and depression, through which we can avoid different risk factors of bacterial disease. Getting recommended vaccines for bacterial diseases such as meningitis, pneumonia, tetanus and rabies. We have to recommended with different vaccines, and because for prevention of different diseases there is different types of vaccines, like we can avoid pneumonia, and we can avoid different infections through which if we can take tetanus, and we have to vaccinated at the right time. Then is seeking regular medical care and following your treatment plan for a chronic disease. If you are suffering from any chronic disease, then we have to check regularly in medical, and we have to seek regular medical care, and also we have to follow the proper treatment or prescription of the doctor, through which we can avoid the risk factors of bacterial disease. Throwing out expired food or perishable food that has been sitting at room temperature for 2 hours or longer. We have to throw the expired food, and also the food which food is in room temperature for 2 to 3 hours, and we have to avoid this type of food, through which we can avoid different risk factors. Using antibacterial products to clean surfaces such as computer, keyboards, telephones and sinks. We have to use antibacterial product like sanitizer, different hand wash, through which we can avoid different bacteria. Washing your hands after using the bathroom and after contact with wet faces, reptiles, dirty diapers, raw foods and people who are ill. If we have contact with any ill person, and we have contact with any pet animals or reptiles and dirty diapers, then we have to wash our hand, and through which we can avoid different bacterial infection. Washing plates, utensils and cutting boards that have been exposed to raw meats or poultry in hot soapy water. We have to wash our utensils and we have to wash our plates and the cutting boards because through which we can avoid different type of bacterial infections in our kitchen at the time of cook. Wearing long pants and sleeves and using insect repellent when in tall grass or wooded areas. If we are visiting any tall grass or wooded areas, then we have to wear the full dress through which we can avoid the infection because of any type of insect or repellent, and we can avoid different risk factors of bacterial infection. In this class, we had discussed about different cause and risk factors of bacterial disease, different symptoms of bacterial disease, and also discussed about the symptoms that are linked with infants and some serious symptoms also, and also discussed about how we can prevent different risk factors or how we can reduce different risk factors of bacterial disease. Keep watching. Thank you. Have a nice day.